Part 4, The Lady Hotel. I live in a horror game. I sing karaoke, the skull demon competes with me for the microphone. I eat, the monster in the mirror pours me water. I only go east, they don't dare to go west. I tell them to take the dog, they don't dare to fight cockfights. The other players were wide-eyed and mouths were wide open. Fuck, are you their ancestor? I was standing at the entrance of the Guilty Concubine Hotel dungeon. A muscular man wearing a gold necklace bumped into me. He was puffing on a cigar, surrounded by 5 or 6 underlings. They called him Master Leopard. Master Leopard glanced at me disdainfully, and blew out a ring of smoke. Little brat, a level 4A dungeon is no place for a brat like you to play. I ignored him, focusing on studying the entrance to the game. Every dungeon entrance was a vortex floating in midair. The vortex of Guilty Concubine Hotel was pale yellow, and inside was a melodious opera singing. Seeing that I didn't say anything, Master Leopard patiently said, "Call me Grandpa, I'll cover for you when you enter the dungeon." The underlings following him also chimed in, "Little brat, don't be unreasonable, Master Leopard is the 998th ranked character on the leaderboard. This is a level 4A dungeon. If you enter it by yourself, you won't survive more than an hour." I smiled and said, "No need." After saying that, I pressed the login button and jumped into the whirlpool. They cursed and hurriedly followed. There are already 50 players, the dungeon Guest Inn has officially opened. Where is the long song of laughter? The great dream will never wake up. I wish all the players of the Guest Inn 100 years of sleep. A dream that will never wake up? 100 years of sleep? It's clearly a curse to die, yet it sounds so poetic. My name is Li Kuai, a young female Taoist priest of the 21st century. My master belongs to the Shaoyao sect on Fuming Mountain. I am proficient in incantations, talismans, and summoning techniques, and I also possess immortal bones. I am extremely strong. Even my master had 2 front teeth knocked out by me. In order to help my senior sister repay her debt, I accepted the invitation of a horror game and entered this mysterious game space. If I win, I will receive a large sum of money. If I lose, I will naturally lose my life. I found the days of licking the blood on the blade quite enjoyable. The night was quiet. I lay on the large bed in the hotel, tightly holding the room number 414. 414, die, die. How unlucky. Ding, the system announced, "Good evening players, please click to view the hotel introduction." I turned over and picked up the guidebook placed on the bedside table. The Noble Consort Hotel is located at 444 Guiyai, and has been abandoned for 100 years. Legend has it that guests who stayed at the Noble Consort Hotel were never able to see the sun the next day. The guests who died all had distorted expressions, as if they had seen something extremely terrifying before they died. Friendly advice: it's late at night, absolutely do not look in the mirror. It's all the same old tricks. Out of 10 haunted hotels, 8 of them had no mirrors, 9 had water taps that flowed blood, and all of them made guests unable to survive the night. Couldn't there be some new creativity? I threw the guidebook away in disgust and started observing the room's layout. I reminded myself not to look in the mirror, but the room was full of mirrors, the ceiling, the headboard, opposite the bed, everywhere. There were 8 in the bathroom alone. No need to look? Fine. I raised my hand and chanted, "Shock decision, thunderous wrath." Crack, 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 all the mirrors in the room shattered. The mirrors were bleeding and screaming, "It hurts, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts." The comments on the live stream channel burst into laughter. Little White Flower is so violent, I like it. Little White Flower is even scarier than ghosts. I sometimes have to shed a few tears of sympathy for ghosts. I was about to wash my face and go to bed. The broken mirror above the sink in the bathroom reflected my face. I bent down to wash my face, but the me in the mirror did not bend down, but was staring at me with a strange smile. Laughing, then its hand reached out from the mirror, sharp claws were about to pierce my scalp. I grabbed his hand, raised my head and looked straight at myself in the mirror. Such beautiful nails, painting it burgundy red will definitely look good. The monster in the mirror blushed. Really? I pulled him out and pressed him down on the bed. I rummaged through my makeup bag and took out the newly bought nail polish, grabbed his pale gray hand and carefully painted his nails. What's going on? How did the horror game turn into a nail live stream? I'm a hot-blooded guy, not playing games in the middle of the night, but watching nail painting? Hey, I think I learned. So bored. I have to go watch Tangshan catch ghosts.
Goodbye.
Everyone. After painting his nails, the monster in the mirror raised its claws and admired it for a long time, its cloudy blue eyes sparkling. Suddenly, it held its head and cried out. The back of its neck was covered in blood.
Ah!
It was me who slashed it just now. I gave it a pill, and the wound healed right before its eyes. Its eyes looked at me with admiration and gratitude to the point of being at a loss for words. I pinched its cheeks. Can I have a good night's sleep? The monster in the mirror obediently nodded, yes. What are you doing? What are you doing? Tianjin accent. Did you say that? Thunder and lightning? One whip, one candy. Xiao Bai Hua is so clever. Ghost. Wake up, you've been manipulated by Li Ku AI. I yawned and crawled into the warm down comforter. I have to say, this expensive Hason's mattress is really comfortable. It was a stormy night, the wind was howling. I was sleeping soundly, but was awakened by a loud noise. Was someone banging on the window? I opened my sleepy eyes, but there was no one outside the window. I turned over and tried to sleep again. Xiao Bai Hua is really brave. How can she sleep like this?
Ah!
Everyone, look. It seems like there's something covered in blood outside the window. Stop talking. I don't dare watch the live stream anymore. Bang. Bang. The noise kept ringing, so loud that I couldn't sleep. I closed my eyes and threw out a talisman. The talisman passed through the window, floating in the air, controlling the brat who disturbed my sleep, a ferocious and terrifying skull. It had no body, just a head with festering flesh. Want to come in and take shelter from the rain? I muttered, standing up and opening the window for it. The comments screamed, don't open. Seeking death. This is the top evil spirit in the Royal Concubines Hotel, Phi Lao. Did you just join the live stream? You don't know how formidable Little White Flower is. That's right, Little White Flower is 100 times more terrifying than a demon. Shivering, as soon as the window opened, the wind rushed into the room, blowing the books on the table. The rain slanted against my face, cold. I took off the talisman on Phi Lao Devil's head, and when it was free, it immediately opened its bloody mouth wide and bit me. I grabbed it by the hair and lifted it up. I smiled and spread out the large white hotel towel, stuffing it in. If you don't dry it off from the rain, you'll catch a cold. It struggled violently, but could only roll back and forth in my arms. After it missed biting a few times, I dried it off, and conveniently applied a layer of lipstick on it. Comment line, silence.jpg, Fei Lu Gui roared angrily, I'm a ghost. Not a doll for you to do whatever you want with. I know, you naughty thing. I poked its head. Alas, your face is too injured, your skin is all ulcerated. You ghosts really don't know how to cherish yourselves. I took out a pill and stuffed it into its mouth. The open wounds gradually healed. What do you want to do? Fei Lu Gui was stunned. It watched my actions in amazement, wanting to curse me several times but holding back. Just like that, I let me apply mascara and blush on it. The monster in the mirror looked out with a jealous expression. Oh my, brother Fei Lu, you're so lucky. Fei Lu Gui growled, get lost. The comments section all sympathized with Fei Lu Gui. Escaped from the dungeon, Xiao Baihua put on makeup until she lost all her dignity. This makeup artistry is a disaster. This is my first time on Liku AI's live stream. I'm a little confused now. Sister above, keep watching. Don't give up. Watching one of her live streams is enough to make you dizzy for 100 years. Agree. Agree +1. Boom, I was busy putting on makeup for the ghost in my heart when suddenly a cat-faced girl fell from the floor above. Me? As soon as she saw me, she slid down to kneel at my feet. Kind sister, please save me. That crazy guy upstairs wants to kill me. While she was begging me, there was a knock on my door. The cat-faced girl heard the knock and her face turned pale, looking at me with tears in her eyes. Strange, but also pitiful. I stuffed her under the bed and leisurely opened the door. The player outside was wearing a baseball cap, handsome as if he had stepped out of a comic book. He was sucking on a lollipop, holding a baseball bat, his expression cold and arrogant. His eyes were as bright as the stars. Tang Shen.
Ah. 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 Ah.
I screamed loudly. This game has my male god. Oh my god, so handsome. Hoo, every time I see Tang Shen, I'm struck by his beauty. No wonder he has so many fans, even I. No. I still love Xiao Baihua more.
Ah.
My maiden heart is fluttering. Xia Tang saw me, a little surprised. I smiled and waved at him. Hello. So you're here too. The boy rarely responded to me with a smile. I was chasing a demon just now. It seemed like it ran this way. Did you see it? Huh? I pretended to be stupid, didn't see it. The comments were laughing hysterically. Xia Baihua's face is red when she lies. Xia Baihua's lying skills are even worse than her makeup skills. The cat-faced demon girl under the bed must be sweating profusely. Xia Tang came to catch demons. Which side is Xiao Baihua on in the end? Oh. Xia Tang tilted his head. The word "oh" was lengthened by him with a curving tone, full of suspicion. He glanced at the room. Your room has a heavying energy. It seems like you're hiding something unclean. Oh my. Actually, I've hidden quite a few things. Sweat appeared on my forehead. The young man coughed lightly. Can I come in and sit for a bit? Huh? I panicked, blocking the door tightly. No. I want to sleep. Late at night in a hotel, a single man and a single woman. I'm going to be chased to death by his fans. I stared at Xia Tang as if I were looking at a huge troublemaker. The young man's face darkened slightly, and he suddenly said, "Excuse me. Want to barge in?" I swish a talisman onto his forehead. Jingyao, cat-faced female demon, and flying tower demon leisurely flew over, together surrounding the beautiful young man I had immobilized. A few of them were admiring him, touching here, patting there. It seemed that Xia Tang possessed a beauty that would make even demons admire. Xia Tang's eyes widened. Actually, he was quite capable, but he wasn't on guard against me, which was why I succeeded so easily. Ding, 1 night has passed, 28 players have died, 22 players survived. It's time for breakfast. Invite players to the restaurant on the 2nd floor to eat. The rules of eating are as follows. 1. If you don't eat, you will die. 2. If you accidentally eat the two-legged sheep, you will die. 3. You must choose at least one drink. If you accidentally choose corpse oil, you will die. The hunting time has come. Everyone enjoy your meal. The restaurant was magnificent and splendid, with sparkling crystal lights hanging in the air. The plump chef was swinging a ladle while humming and singing, his entire body full of tentacles was busy and non-stop. The fried eggs were sizzling on the iron grill, the red wine was like a winding river on the Quoc Tui Lu Thuong stage. The violinist had a frog face, the melody was soaring and melodious. The waiter carrying the wine, with a devilish smile, walked back and forth between the tables and chairs, occasionally revealing his large furry tail to touch the diner's clothes. Xie Tang and I held our plates, standing in front of the beautifully arranged dishes. "Oh, we meet again, little sister." A familiar voice rang out at the entrance of the restaurant, and Bao Jia led the group of henchmen in swaying. A henchman smiled flatteringly and approached. "Young lady, are you still alive? I advise you to quickly join our Bao family, otherwise." He stopped, flatteringly looked at Bao family, then fiercely threatened me, "Otherwise, you won't be able to survive past this breakfast." Another henchman also hurriedly advised me, "Last night, Bao family deposited money, let us hide behind the protective shield, and that's how we escaped." "Young lady, don't be stubborn anymore." His expression was earnest, as if he was truly worried about my safety. Bao family extinguished the cigar on the head of a henchman, and looked at me disdainfully. "Don't. Once you pass this village, this restaurant will no longer exist. It's too late to join Jin Qian Bao now." "I don't need it." Xie Tang frowned, his eyes cold. "A bunch of clowns. Do you need me to teach them a lesson for you?" I hurriedly held him back, my eyes shining as I stared at the greasy skewers of grilled lamb on the grill, the dill mixed with chili, fragrant. There was no time to argue, I was hungry. "Xia Tang. Jin Qianbao, this brat, in my eyes, are you not even as good as grilled meat skewers?" He was about to get angry, when he heard a miserable scream. The red table opened its big black mouth, biting into the player who was bowing his head to eat. His tongue curled up, swallowing the whole person. A round lump appeared on the table, the sound of chewing rang out. After a while, the lump disappeared, and a sigh of satisfaction was vaguely heard. That player was dead. Only a clump of his broken hair remained, blown by the wind outside the window and rolling on the floor. He died from eating the wrong food. No one in this restaurant is alive. The two players saw this, and they wanted to run out of the restaurant like crazy. The receptionist at the door smiled, opened her big mouth full of fangs, and swallowed a piece for each person. She covered her mouth, looked at the players in the restaurant passionately, and encouraged, "Hurry up, run.
Ah,
It's so delicious." All the waiters in the restaurant looked at the players excitedly, expecting us to run away. The system's rules, still ringing in their ears, "If you don't eat, you will die." In an instant, all the players in the restaurant felt goosebumps. Before, everyone had been fooled by the relaxed environment of the restaurant and the smiling faces of the waiters, letting their guard down. Only now did they sober up and realize that they were in a life-or-death situation. Everyone hesitated, no one wanted to try the food first. The players fell into a stalemate, everyone wanted the other to try first, to know which dishes were safe and which were dangerous. Ding, the system reminded, "Players, there are only 15 minutes left until breakfast ends, please choose your dishes as soon as possible, otherwise." Jean Qianbao looked at everyone with disdain, arrogantly pulling out a SOS card. The SOS card could help him distinguish dangerous foods. Not knowing what the system told him, he frowned and pulled out another one. After pulling out 50 consecutively, he was already covered in sweat. The henchmen beside him were about to cry, "Master Bao, what can be eaten, what can be drunk, please say something quickly." Master Bao quickly wiped the sweat from his forehead. "Shut up. The system said the smallest cherry on the fresh milk cake cannot be eaten, the biggest cherry on the fresh milk cake cannot be eaten either, the yellow cherry on the fresh milk cake cannot be eaten, the red one cannot be eaten either." Everyone. Master Bao cursed loudly. Is the system fucking kidding me? This is clearly a scam. It was truly a scam. In the large restaurant, there were no less than 500 types of food. He had topped up 50 cards, not even a small cherry cake. 5 minutes had passed. Just as he was worrying, Xia Tang picked up a fried egg and put it on the plate, conveniently picking up another one for me. Suddenly, Jing Yao came out from the mirror on the wall. Oh my, oh my. Just eating one fried egg isn't enough nutrition. Let me help you. She was extremely fast, sweeping the fallen leaves and bringing back a pile of food, filling up the largest table in the restaurant. Jing Yao waved at me. Come here quickly. She pointed at the food, raised her thumb, and said in a childish voice, "It's safe." She's really. I'm going to cry. Little Jing Yao, come hug your auntie quickly. Is this the Jing Yao I know who scares people until their gallbladders burst in the middle of the night? Xia Tang didn't trust Jing Yao. He walked forward, carefully examining the food. The more he examined, the more strange his expression became, and finally he looked at me with a helpless look. You subdued a demon, you really have the ability. I didn't completely trust the two of them. I used my energy to my eyes, and a golden light flashed in my eyes, shatter the illusion. The food on our table emitted a golden light. Looking back at the food on the table, some emitted a pleasant golden light, while others emitted a blood-red evil aura. Looking back at the person who had just died from eating the wrong food, next to his table leg fell half a piece of egg tart, a blood-red evil aura. Confirmed. Xia Tang was capable, and Jing Yao had a good heart. I happily sat down and ate and drank to my heart's content. Jing Yao propped her chin on her hand, obediently looking at me, occasionally pouring me more drinks. I glanced at her, and she was so happy that she almost wagged her tail. What kind of person was she in the MBTI? So sweet and clingy. The other players trembled and discussed beside them. Crazy, eating so much. Really want to die, dare to eat monster food. But 8 minutes later, they saw that not only were we safe and sound, but also eating deliciously, so they finally couldn't hold it in any longer. A lackey beside Bao Jia begged first, "Please, you too, give me a bite to eat too." I immediately gave him a leg of lamb and a glass of blueberry juice. The other players saw this and also begged one after another. Delicious food is meant to be shared. Having fun alone is not as good as having fun with others. The players were moved to tears as they ate. Ding, 1 minute left until the end of this round. Jin Qianbao blushed and stammered, I stuffed him a plate of roast chicken and a glass of orange juice. Kim Tianbao gritted his teeth and threw me a gold card. I spent 10,000 gold coins to buy your food. I don't owe you anything, and I even suspect you of cheating. I pressed his head against the chickens, but eat quickly. Only 10 seconds left. In the corner. A man holding a glass of red wine was quietly observing us from afar. He was around 30 years old, wearing a finely tailored suit, with a refined appearance and elegant gestures. In contrast to the hustle and bustle on our side, he sat alone in a corner, exuding a cold, quiet air. The food and drinks on the table showed that he had long since broken the situation. At this moment, he was not eating to escape death, but simply enjoying the taste of the food. I met his eyes. He smiled and raised his glass towards me. However, all I saw was an incomprehensible sea of fog. Ding, player Li Kuai, congratulations on being the first to complete the breakfast quest. The reward is a Bat Van Can Not card. I clicked on the card. The instructions for use appeared. Bat Van Can Not card helps you solve a problem. Conditions of use: players must correctly state that problem to receive a useful answer. There is only one chance. System hint: the 18th floor of the Royal Concubine Hotel is a forbidden area for guests. There, day and night, the sound of opera singing always resounds. State that problem? What kind of problem is that problem? Vague, it is the system's usual mysterious style. The first mission just ended, everyone had not yet had time to breathe a sigh of relief. The system immediately issued the second mission. Ding, a round of the game has passed, 34 players died, 16 players survived. It's karaoke time. Players are invited to the singing KTV on the 12th floor to show off their singing. System hint, the one who sings the most will get a privilege card. In other words, this game requires fighting for the microphone. Winning the microphone will give you the chance to sing. Obviously, all the surviving players thought of this. In a blink of an eye, the whole group of people had run away. Xia Tang and I were about to leave when we were stopped by the man in a suit in the corner of the room. He politely extended his hand towards us. "My name is Qin Shi, may I get to know you too?" I quickly shook his hand, and the comments in his live stream room immediately flooded my mind. Although Shi is a newcomer, I'm sure his strength is not inferior to Tang Xin. Everyone, look, is the person next to Hai Gu Tang Xin. It seems like that's true. It turns out that Tang Xin is also in this game. Fans of both of them are so happy. Hee, are Hai and Duong then our friends now? Who is this girl? Isn't Tang Xin always alone? He hates being held back the most. Can someone tell me who this girl is? Although I hate her standing with Tang Xin and she was quite formidable just now. Is that her formidable? That's the formidable Jing Yao. How strange, I don't understand why Jing Yao would help her. Didn't that Jin Qian Bao say it already, suspecting her of cheating? I guess, But the horror system is very strict and scary, there's absolutely no way to cheat. I have to go to her live stream room and take a look. I must find out the truth for everyone. I'll go too. A bunch of viewers from Qin Shi's live stream room flooded into my live stream room, screaming that I cheated. But I didn't care much. Cultivators must keep their minds pure, not being disturbed by external things. It would be strange if he didn't care. How could that be? Cheating your head. Flip the table.jpg, it turns out that Qin Shi is also a newcomer. In the horror game world, those who have completed less than 10 copies are considered newcomers. The system will only evaluate players after they have completed at least 10 copies and their abilities are accurately evaluated. Qin Shi introduced himself as the CEO of the Jianmeng Group, a person with innate abilities. He himself was also very arrogant, confidently boasting that he had many abilities, controlling swords, refining pills, incantations, formations, flying in the sky, digging underground, chasing zombies. Chattering away 17 or 18 times. Me. But I found him familiar, like someone in my memory. Someone very distant. Someone I seem to regret. Qin Shi. Can't remember. At the entrance of the KTV, the door was already lined up. The smiling hostess checked the players' room cards, and several players in front of the queue had already entered. But less than a minute after entering, several miserable screams rang out. The entire KTV room was slowly moving, and all the players lining up outside were nervous, staring nervously at the wall that was bulging with large lumps. A moment later, a weak burp sounded, cutting off the players' fragile nerves. KTV is a living monster. A player wanted to run away. As expected, the excited hostess opened her bloody mouth wide, swallowing him in one gulp. She looked at us happily, advising with a malicious look, "It's very scary inside." Little cake, no, my dears. The players in front of the queue were drenched in sweat. They gave way one by one, looking at Xie Tang with tears in their eyes. You are Tangshan, right? Am I not mistaken?
Ah. Ah.
Is it really Tangshan? We're saved. Please go in first, please. I'm kneeling down for you. Being begged to give up a seat was truly the first time in my life. Speaking properly, the three of us pushed through the crowd and entered the KTV door. The other players followed us one after another. Xie Tang was surrounded by players on all sides, and I was pushed to the edge. No wonder Xie Tang liked to go it alone, with 3 floors inside and 3 floors outside like this, he basically couldn't use it. The young man frowned. Don't cling to me. He looked at me for help. I grinned and waved.
Goodbye.
To him, quickly sneaking into the singing room first. As soon as I entered the door, I saw Fei Lu Gui. The players who followed behind, seeing this skull floating in the air, screamed in fear. The 2 most timid people immediately fainted. The rest of the players, huddled together beside Xie Tang, retreated to the corner of the room. Is that you? He glared at me fiercely. Fei Lu was like a hot-tempered teacher, quickly explaining the rules of the game to me. If you want to survive, you have to be quick-witted and quick-witted. The microphone can appear from anywhere in the room, you have to grab it immediately. If you grab it, you can sing. If you don't grab it quickly enough, the microphone will immediately disappear. If you miss it even once, this room will eat all of you. After listening, all the players trembled and hugged Xie Tang as the center.
Ugh.
Ha ha ha. The handsome young man was depressed. The singing room was very spacious, accommodating more than 10 of us, it did not feel cramped. On the wall hung world-famous paintings such as The Scream, Woman Under the Rain, exuding a ghostly aura amidst the luxury. The lighting was quite dim. If you did not get close, it would be difficult to see clearly everything a meter away. The width and darkness of the room made it difficult to catch the microphone. This was a mission that required players to cooperate with each other. Although we were competitors, we could also be allies. But looking at the trembling crowd around Xie Tang, I rubbed my temples. It was no help at all. Here we are. Under the painting hanging in the corner of the wall, the microphone flew out. Whoosh! Flying Tower Devil grabbed the microphone and threw it into my hand. Catch it like this. Understand, idiot. All the players were shocked. Jin Qianbao's eyes widened, his pupils almost popped out. He stammered and pointed at me, his fingertips trembling. Devil, help you steal the microphone? I held the microphone tightly, grinning and bowing. Cough cough everyone, I'm about to show off my singing voice. The song was Flower in Dream, I sang excitedly. The only white jasmine, blooming under the amber moonlight. The comments collapsed.
Ah.
So bad. Compared to Xiaobai's singing skills, her makeup and lying skills can really be called exquisite. If I'm guilty, please let the law punish me. Why make me listen to her sing? In the blink of an eye, the more than 5,000 viewers in the live stream room all ran away. The number of people online dropped to 0. The audience in the live stream room could run, but the players couldn't. If they dared to run, they would be eaten by the singing room immediately. The players all turned pale as they listened to me sing, their expressions extremely unique. After a song, they just breathed a sigh of relief. Whoosh! The microphone flew out from under the sofa. Flying Tower Demon quickly grabbed the microphone again. I grinned and took the microphone. Cough cough. All the players were stunned. Flying Tower Demon, can you be a little more self-reliant? With its efforts, I would naturally lie down. Just like that, thanks to Flying Tower Demon's efforts, I sang 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 songs in a row. By the time I finished, the players were all dejected, their faces pale. They sat in rows on the sofa, their expressions exactly like the scream on the wall. Xie Tang was finally freed. He successfully won the last chance to sing, like a superstar opening a concert, contributing a song 10 times better than the original. As he sang, the handsome young man seemed to glow. The dark room seemed to be illuminated by a golden light, and that light only shone on Xie Tang. He stood in the light, like a young god standing at the end of time. The players were all deeply moved, shaking hands and hugging each other, finally made it through. Even Fei Lu Gui threw away his irritation and listened calmly. The comments in the live stream room all returned.
Ah.
Tang Tang. Mom loves you. My heart and mind, boiling for you. Like listening to fairy music, my ears are temporarily bright. Like listening to fairy music, my ears are temporarily bright +1. All of them were cheesy compliments. Humph. I don't want to watch. Ding. Player Li Kuai, congratulations on becoming the person who sang the most in the KTV mission. What a pity. Player Xie Tang sings so well. He has achieved the one top song achievement. This round's reward belongs to him. Come on, don't be discouraged, keep going. I didn't want to hear anymore. This damn system is really a dog. At this moment, I just wanted to shake hands with Jin Qianbao tightly. We were both played a painful trick by the system, consider it a partnership. I was cursing silently in my heart. Xie Tang suddenly patted my shoulder. I looked up and saw his handsome side profile. The boy looked straight ahead, not even glancing at me, 2 fingers holding something shiny gold, pretending to be cool as he handed it to me. Me, what is this? The young man still didn't look at me, the corner of his mouth curled up into a faint smile. The reward for this round, it originally belonged to you. Ding, this round has ended, 40 players died, 10 players survived. All surviving players are required to immediately move to the 18th floor. All surviving players are required to immediately move to the 18th floor. All surviving players are required to immediately move to the 18th floor. The announcement was made 3 times in a row, without mentioning any rules or missions. The more it was like this, the more I felt there was a conspiracy. I took the card that Xie Tang gave me. It was a act point card. From the 18th floor, opera singing continuously echoed. It seemed like this card would be effective in the next round. This girl is definitely a cheater. Not only is the devil helping her, even Tangshan has been bribed. That's right. Jin Qianbao is right, it's definitely cheating. Fart. I'm so angry. I've been watching Xiao Baihua's live stream all this time. All the ghosts were subdued by Xiao Baihua one by one. Support the upper floors. I saw Xiao Baihua paint the devil's nails with my own eyes. Humph. And painting the devil's nails? There's a limit to lying. I really can't stand these antis anymore. I hope you guys stay in the live stream and don't leave. Xiao Baihua will definitely prove your strength. Xiao Baihua is incredibly strong, one of the strongest players I've ever seen. The comments started to argue loudly. Xie Tang, Qin Shi, and I took the elevator to the 18th floor together. Just now in the karaoke room, Qin Shi was just calmly watching the excitement. This guy was so calm it was unbelievable. It was as if he wasn't a player, but an audience member, and he knew how to let go even better than me. Jin Qianbao and the 2 remaining juniors followed us. The newspaper family muttered, as if arguing with the system, "System, I report you. Li Kuai cheated. Damn it, system, I'll report you too. Don't lie to me. That little girl, what the hell does she know? System. System?" The elevator stopped on the 18th floor. The door opened, and a faint scent of tea wafted in. The 18th floor was decorated in an ancient style, very spacious. The entire floor was open, and was designed as a grand theater. The receptionist was wearing a beautiful, flowing cheongsam, coldly leading us to the front row seats. She took out a playbook, on which were small, gold-plated words, listing the names of 4 plays that could be chosen. The Female Assistant Horse, The Imperial Concubine's Drunkenness, The Tang King's Journey to Hell, and Farewell My Concubine. Ding, system, only players who possess the playbook card can choose a play. Choose the right play, and you will be able to escape the 18th floor and return to the game lobby. And if you choose the wrong one, players only have 5 minutes, countdown begins. Among the players present, only I had a play scorecard, which Xie Tang had just given me. If I chose correctly, I would be released. If I chose incorrectly, I would face unknown danger. Each play represented a different danger. The other players all stared at me nervously, chatting noisily. It must be the Tang King's Journey to Hell, aren't we on the 18th floor now? I suggest choosing the Drunken Noble Consort. This instance is called the Noble Consort's Hotel. The reporter couldn't help but bang the table. Little brat, choose the Female Assistant Horse. The more bizarre the choice, the more likely it is to be the only correct answer. All horror instances are played with this game. Qin Shi put down his teacup, smiling and saying, choose Farewell My Concubine. I want to see it. As expected of a great CEO, he really knows how to command others regardless of the circumstances. Xie Tang stopped me and said softly, something's not right. The receptionist frowned, revealing a long, thin cat tail. Her eyes were filled with tears, shaking her head at me in an almost imperceptible manner. She was transformed by the cat-faced girl. She wanted to help me, but what was she implying? I fell into deep thought, recalling everything I had experienced since entering the dungeon. Xie Tang was also deep in thought, time passing by every second. The other players were getting more and more impatient. Hurry up and choose. What are you still dawdling for? A few players wanted to come over and shake me, but were stopped by Xie Tang. Xie Tang analyzed, just now at the bar, all the song titles had the word dream in them. After hearing this, the reporter almost jumped up. Everyone, think quickly. Which of these 4 choices is related to dreams? The players started to discuss again. The Imperial Concubine drunkenly. When you get drunk, you will sleep, and when you sleep, you will dream. No, no. That drunkenness is too forced. It must be the Tang King travels to hell. It's about how Emperor Taizong of Tang Li Shimin dreamed that the Jinghe Dragon King came to ask for help, and Li Shimin promised to help. However, he didn't do it. Prime Minister Wei Xing still killed the Jinghe Dragon King in his dream. Li Shimin failed to keep his promise to the Dragon King, was retaliated by the Dragon King, and then sleepwalked to hell. Hearing that this story had so many dreams in it, the other players all thought that they should choose it. Hurry up and choose, Li Kuei. What are you still standing there for? Hurry up. There are only 5 seconds left. Seeing that time was almost up, I stood up and smiled. I choose Huang Liangmeng. What? What? What did you choose?
Ah.
Damn it, where is Huang Liangmeng on the list? We're about to be killed by you. The comments were also screaming, Li Kuei is crazy. Picking a random one is better than committing suicide. Humph, who told me to continue watching just now? Now I see, this girl has a problem with her mind. Anti-fans, shut up. I've watched Xiao Baihua's livestream for 4 times, I believe her. I believe her too, she must have her reasons. What reasons? Committing suicide alone is not enough, you still want to drag others along. So angry, Tang Xin is about to be harmed to death. Not only Tang Xin, there's also our Shi. But the next second, 3 golden words gradually appeared on the scorebook, Huang Liangmeng. Sure enough, the 4 initial choices on the scorebook were all wrong. All the players were stunned. What's going on? The comments were also stunned. What's going on? What's going on? I explained to everyone. When I was in the game lobby, the entrance to the Guifei Hotel instance was an apricot-colored whirlpool, with opera singing echoing from within. As long as I listened carefully, I could faintly hear the lyrics. How pitiful human life is, like a hibiscus flower in full bloom. A night of fragrant fragrance, how could it stop the wind and rain? Fame and career are just a dream. In the dream, the soul is intoxicated. When awakened, each person goes their separate ways. These were clearly the lyrics from the play Huang Liangmeng. The story is about Lu Xing meeting Taoist Lu Dongbin at the Handan Inn. Lu Xing lamented about his miserable life. Lu Zhu took out a blue porcelain pillow and told Lu Xing to sleep first. At that time, the innkeeper was cooking millet rice. In his dream, Lu Xing passed the imperial examination and enjoyed all the glory and wealth. Later, he was framed by a treacherous official, but was fortunately cleared of his name. When he was old and weak, he lamented that life was as short as the blink of an eye, and that wealth and benefits were just a fleeting dream. Who would have thought? Lu Xing woke up and discovered that he was actually just dreaming at the inn. During that dream, the innkeeper's millet rice had not yet cooked. At the entrance of the dungeon, I carefully observed and listened to the lyrics of Huang Liangmeng, silently memorizing it in my heart. In the first round, I received the Bat Van Kien Not card, which allowed me to ask the system a question. I asked the system which play these lyrics were from. The system was silent for half a minute, then replied, Huang Liangmeng. Think about it. The system's wishes for the players when the game started were a great dream that never wakes up and sleep for 100 years. It also coincided with the theme of Huang Liangmeng. Ding, congratulations to the players for choosing the right play. After watching the play, you can safely return to the game lobby and receive the dungeon reward. All the players were moved to tears. Jean Qianbao excitedly patted my shoulder. I didn't expect your martial arts to be weak, but your mind is smart. Comments that turned the tables. Tisk Tsk, who was scolding our little white flower just now? Come out and apologize. That's right. Come out and apologize. I hope you guys learn from this and don't spout harsh words as soon as you come in. Hoo, my lovely daughter, I'm proud of you. You've never let me down. All right, I'm sorry. I admit that I yelled at Li Kuai. Sorry. But I only admit that she has a brain. I said her martial arts are weak, relying on Tang Xin and the ghosts to protect her to get to this round. This has always been the truth. Don't know the whole story, please don't make any comments, please engrave these words on your forehead, please. I'm dying of laughter. The strongest thing about Little White Flower is her martial arts, her brain is just a sideline. The stage was lit up, and the ground below was dark. On the stage, young actors, old actors, flower-faced actors, square-turbaned clowns, were singing loudly. We sat below, drinking tea, eating melon seeds, cakes. Everyone let down their guard, waiting to finish watching the play so they could return to the game hall. It seemed like everyone had forgotten that we were still in a dangerous dungeon. Be careful of the 10,000-year-old boat, being a little careless could ruin everything. The song, Huang Liangmeng, had reached its final part. On the stage, a dark wind rose, the wind blew sand everywhere. The strange wind passed through our bodies, and all the players shivered. On the stage, 2 green-faced, yellow-fanged ghosts, holding white flags, came to beckon Lu Xing. The ghosts shouted loudly, Lu Xianwen, your life is over. But as they said these words, their eyes swept towards us. Dozens of flickering will-o'-the-wisp flames appeared around us. In the darkness, they were like demon eyes. The demon eyes stared at us, as if telling us, your lifespan is over. Your lifespan is over. Your lifespan is over. The players were so scared that their hair stood on end. Immediately after, the aroma of freshly cooked rice from the Huangliang rice cooker wafted out, making people dizzy. Everyone focused their attention on the stage. The players were not fools, they all realized that something was wrong. They vigilantly stared at the demons acting on stage, afraid that they would suddenly make a move. At that moment, a miserable scream rang out. Not from the stage, but right beside us. Our teammate, player Qin Shi, had released a black mist, strangling another player. Me. Ta Duong? Tan Hai is a player. Why is he? Black mist rising. The mist seemed to have life, surrounding the players, separating us who were gathered together. In a flash, all the players were scattered. The grand theater turned into a maze separated by black mist. I groped my way while walking, bumping into the walls. As I walked, a familiar voice called out to me, Li Kuei, come here. It was Jin Qianbao, this rich, smug old man and I had met. He softly called out to me, come here, I've already spent money to buy a protective shield. The two of us squeezed inside the protective shield, squatting in a corner of the maze. Bao Jia, you gave me roasted chicken at the cafeteria, I won't hold grudges and will take care of you a little. I smiled in gratitude. The viewers on the live stream mocked me. Who just said Li Kuei had great martial arts skills? Come out and explain, she has great martial arts, why is she hiding? If it weren't for the Golden Money newspaper, your Xiao Baihua probably wouldn't have survived 3 minutes in this situation. If you don't like watching, then get lost. If you don't want to get lost, then please speak rationally. She's deliberately not going, your idol cheated to survive. Last words. AI Shin relied on herself to conquer the demons, she didn't cheat. Look at her timid appearance, who would believe that she relied on herself to defeat the demons? I'm so angry. Xiao Baihua, prove it to them. Why do you keep avoiding me? I'm in no hurry to prove myself to the live stream viewers. Acting rashly without understanding the situation is called lacking intelligence. Knowing yourself and knowing your enemy, you can fight 100 battles with no danger of defeat. I have to find out what happened to Qin Shi first. The system promised, we can return to the game lobby after watching the play. Could it be that it is lying to us? But I think that the current situation is something that even the system did not expect. Qin Shi does not want us to return because he wants to kill everyone. But, why? Why? The rich old man of Jin Qianbao suddenly said, fuck, this bastard wants to kill us all. I just spent 50,000 gold coins to buy a piece of information from the system. This Qin Shi's initial skill in the game is called food. As long as he kills a player, he can get that player's initial skill. This bastard is definitely targeting my skill. I was stunned. What is your skill? My Bao family's skill is very powerful. He chuckled, my skill is player deposit, you can buy information by depositing money. Me, humph, luckily I don't have this skill. I don't have any money. The system announced, players, please pay attention, the space vortex has been opened on stage. Step through the space vortex, and you can return to the game lobby. The current situation is the personal behavior of player Qin Shi, it has nothing to do with the game platform. As for whether you can return safely or not. F***CK. What a bastard system, gloating over other people's misfortune. Bao Jia and I stopped hiding, carefully searched for a path, and slowly groped our way closer to the stage. We saw a giant yellow vortex floating above the stage. We were only 2 meters away from being able to smoothly return to the game. Suddenly, a cold laugh rang out. Liku AI, are you planning to abandon them? I turned my head and saw Qin Shi walking out from the mist. He was surrounded by black smoke. 2 ropes formed from the black smoke tightly holding Fei Lu and cat-faced female demon. As for Jing Yao, Qin Shi stretched out his slender fingers, sneering as he strangled Jing Yao's neck, lifting her up high. The 3 demons were in extreme pain. Qin Shi greedily looked at me. You can control the monsters in the dungeon, right? This is your initial skill, right? Give me your skill. I want it. Jing Yao weakly shook his head. She looked at me, used all her strength, and struggled to say one word, go. I clenched my fists, furious. This bastard. My initial skill in the game was view comments, which had nothing to do with controlling demons. He was mistaken. But whether he was mistaken or not, he dared to treat my friend like this. Want my skills? I looked at him with a cold smile, raised my head a little. Fight. Qin Shi seemed to have heard some joke. He laughed sinisterly. The demons you commanded are all in my hands. What do you have to fight me with? With your weak hands and angry eyes? Or with your foolish delusions and innocent heart? I raised my hand to chant, pouring in a large stream of qi. Shun Ju, summon hurricane. A terrifying hurricane roared and came, sweeping everything away with destructive power, like a roaring beast. In the blink of an eye, the tables and chairs in the entire theater flew everywhere. The walls were torn apart by the hurricane. More than 10 floors from the 18th floor up of the entire hotel were destroyed by the hurricane, blown away. The 18th floor instantly turned into a rooftop. Everyone was exposed to the sun. What about the black mist? The black mist that covered the entire floor had long since been swept away. As for my 3 ghost friends, the wind also silently carried them behind me. Qin Shi was shocked. All the surviving players were dumbfounded. Fuck. Fuck, mother? Bao Jia's clothes were torn by the wind, his jaw almost fell off. A BA. Live stream viewers. No way, this is what's going on. Although I'm a fan of Xiao Baihua, but, isn't this too exaggerated?
Ah.
I'm scared. But I kinda want to laugh. Half of the skyscraper flew away. I told you, watching Xiao Baihua's live stream, your whole family will be shocked. Where's the anti-fan? Why aren't you talking anymore? Don't you like to talk? Anti-fan? Who's the anti-fan? I've already jumped into the bleach. I used to be a little anti-fan, but now I'm on my knees. Is this still human? Is this Liku AI a natural-born ability user? Looks like a Taoist priest. I was wrong, she doesn't need to cheat. If she wanted to, she could blow up the entire building. I really don't beg everyone to praise our Xiao Baihua, I just hope everyone speaks rationally and discusses peacefully. Thank you everyone. Xie Tang used his stick to hit Qin Shi, who had lost his black mist, and knelt on the ground. Qin Shi didn't care about his failure at this moment. He stared at me even more greedily. Is this your original skill? Can you summon the wind? He went crazy. I want it. Give it to me. Give it to me. I slightly bent down to look at him. This of mine is just a trivial matter. But I have met a real genius before. The greed in Qin Shi's eyes was so thick that it was about to burst out. Who? Standing in the strong wind, I continued to speak. That person, at the age of 5 he could fly on a sword, at the age of 12 he could pull out the legendary divine sword, at the age of 18 he could turn countless breezes into blades. Genius sword cultivator. Qin was so excited that his eyes were bloodshot, revealing a look of greed. Where is he? I looked at him gloomily, in my heart. Immediately, Qin turned into a black mist and entered my heart. Xie Tang was shocked. Li Kuei. I smiled and said, I'm fine. Xie Tang, where is Qin? I slowly lowered my eyes. His life and death are in his hands. I want to give him a chance to choose. As long as he still has a bit of conscience, he can live. Qin entered my heart. I saw him standing on Fu Mangshan, a red-clothed youth with his back facing him, standing on the edge of a green cliff. In the stormy night, the youth's back was straight, his figure like a pine tree. He was the sword genius of our Xiaoyao sect, a person from more than 100 years ago, my master's eldest senior brother. If we were to talk about status, I should call him uncle. The youth bathed himself in the wind and rain, focusing on practicing swordsmanship. One sword swing, huge waves filled the sky. Another sword swing, mountains collapsed. Qin greedily bent down, slowly approaching the red-clothed youth who was practicing swordsmanship. He looked up at the sword genius shining in the wind and rain, the greed and desire in his eyes growing stronger and stronger. The youth was completely unaware, his heart was only filled with swords. Crack, a thunderclap rang out, illuminating half of the night sky. In the midst of the storm, Qin's right hand turned into a vicious black mist, piercing through the heart of the red-clothed youth. The youth spat out a mouthful of blood, slowly turning his head. His face was exactly like Qin's. And immediately after, fresh blood spurted from Qin's chest. The murderer and the murdered person fell to the ground together. Died in that stormy night. That's right, my uncle's name is Qin. He was once a legend in our sect. I always felt that he looked familiar, until he controlled the black mist to strangle Jingyao, then I remembered. He was supposed to become a sword immortal. But 80 years ago, Uncle Qin coveted the cultivation base of another genius in the sect. He cultivated evil arts, killed that uncle who was good at talismans, and took the dead man's cultivation base for himself. After that, he killed 2 alchemists and 10 formation masters in succession, then escaped from the sect. From then on, there was no news of him. Now, Qin killed Qin. Qin killed his young self. As for his swordsmanship, the night he cultivated evil arts to steal other people's cultivation base, he had already abandoned it. Qin was dead. Died by his own hands. Just like the way he killed others. The golden dream, but he didn't want to wake up. Side story: the game lobby sent out a notification. Ding, the Guifei Hotel instance has been completed. Game rewards have been sent to the player's account, please check. Criticism notice: player Li Kuei destroyed the hotel, fined 50,000 gold coins. Give me back the hotel. Give me back the hotel. Give me back the hotel. The remaining players and spectators in the lobby were stunned. Everyone was talking excitedly. What's going on? Destroying the hotel? Using the word destroy is a bit too much. Isn't it common to break walls and smash tables and chairs in the game? That's right, those tables and chairs aren't worth much, the system is getting stingy. Returning to the apartment, I lay down on the soft bed. Called Master and told him everything that happened today. I closed my eyes and nodded, yes, it's him. The other end of the line was silent for a long time. After a while, Master finally said, such a talented person, what a pity. From the other end of the line, a soft sobbing sound came, as if wiping away tears. I don't know how many old stories, how many ties and grudges there were between them. I only heard that when Master Uncle Qin had not lost his Dao heart, he had explained swordsmanship to Master, carved wooden swords, molded clay figures, and bought candied hawthorns for Master. After a long while, outside the window, sparrows flew by, dropping a few feathers. Master started to mumble, "Likoi, you should cultivate obediently, don't learn from that bastard who does evil and heretical things all day long. The most important thing for us in the Xianmen is to cultivate our hearts. Keeping the Tao in your heart is more important than becoming the best in the world. Oh right, it's been raining over there these past few days, remember to wear cotton pants. Did you hear that? Remember to wear cotton pants." End of Part 4, Part 5, The New Top Schola.